I am John Davis Marshall, your lifestyle architect. Welcome to another episode of Wisdom to Wealth. If my coaching can benefit your personal life, or my counsel can enable your professional life, then extend your experience with me. Visit my website, www.johndavismarshall.com. And while you're there, bless yourself with one of my books. And then subscribe to Matters Magazine. You may subscribe and receive a monthly digital copy, or you can subscribe and receive a monthly printed copy. Like and share this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Help us to reach 1 million subscribers. Remember, each Wednesday, we explore family matters. Pull up a chair, get you a glass of lemonade, whatever it is that will relax you, a bag of popcorn, or you may be the studious one, and you just want to stare at me and absorb what it is that I'm going to say. Praise the mighty name of the Lord. We talk about family. Family matters. Family matters. Family is the foundation for society. If families are in turmoil, our societies will be in turmoil. In order to fix the problems that exist in our society or in our culture, we must fix the problems at the family level. Everything revolves around family. Whatever you want to know, look at family. It's the perfect model for embracing, acknowledging, enhancing the things of the world wherein we live. But in order for that to happen, family members must be responsible. They must discipline themselves. They must come to know what their responsibilities are, and then have enough courage to shoulder those responsibilities. Family responsibilities extends to your in-laws. Now, let me take a pause for a moment. Let me allow you to take a sip of your lemonade to wet your throat. Take a deep breath. Don't want you to pass out. For some, that might be a low blow. However, it's a true blow. Family responsibilities extends to in-laws. If that's your son-in-law, you have a responsibility to him. If that's your daughter-in-law, you have a responsibility to her. If that's your mother-in-law, you have a responsibility to her. If that's your father-in-law, you have a responsibility. And responsibilities in the families are reciprocal. Whatever it is that one family member must do for or toward another, if it is healthy and correct, then the family member must be a recipient of it. All right? So if a family member is responsible to give you a drink of water, then you are responsible to receive the drink of water. Don't make their job difficult. So family responsibilities extend to your in-laws. You've heard me say this before. The Bible is not just a church book. It's really not a church book. It's a family book. It's a collection of family stories. So let's look at a family story in the Bible and see how it can apply to you and make your quality of life so much better. All right, family responsibilities extends to in-laws. They should help each other to endure their stresses of life. Stresses are going to come. You cannot avoid them. We can work to minimize them if we develop expertise and call on the experience of others and learn how to respond to the stresses of life. So family members, in-laws, should help each other to endure their stresses of life. In Exodus chapter 18, the center of our story for today, the character is a man by the name of Jethro. Jethro was Moses' father-in-law. Jethro observed something that Moses was doing and concluded that it was not good. Now, I don't know whether Jethro had an ulterior motive or not, but you can rest assured if Moses, his son-in-law, is stressed out all day at work, then you can rest assured that when Moses go home at night, he's going to stress out, yes, you guessed it, his wife. I am not suggesting that he should, but the likelihood is very high. So when Jethro helps his son-in-law Moses, he's also helping his daughter and his grandchildren. So let's see how the story goes. Exodus chapter 18 and verse number 13. It came about the next day that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood about Moses from morning until the evening. Now, when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people, he said, "What is this thing that you are doing for the people? Why do you sit alone as judge, and all the people stand about you from morning until evening?" Well, Moses was making decisions for the people because he was the one whom God had given the information. The Bible had not been written, so others did not know what God's stipulations were. So Moses was the source. He was the avenue, rather, of God's instructions. So Moses shared with his father-in-law what it was that he was doing. And look what his father-in-law did. Exodus chapter 18, verse number 24. Exodus 18 and verse number 24. So Moses listened to his father-in-law and did all that he had said. Now, Moses could have said, "Who in the world do you think you are? I know what I'm doing. I'm the man of this house." Could have done all of that. But Moses recognized that I have a responsibility to listen to experience wisdom. Do you have a responsibility, or have you recognized your responsibility to listen to experience wisdom? So listen to what Moses did. He listened to his father-in-law and did what he said. Look at verse 25. Moses chose able men. Why? That's what his father-in-law told him to do. Choose able men out of all Israel and make them heads over the people. He said leaders of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, of tens. They judged the people at all times. The difficult disputes they would bring to Moses, but every minor dispute they themselves would judge. Then Moses bade his father-in-law farewell, and he went his way into his own land. So Moses' father-in-law said, "You need to get some people to help you. You need to create a leadership model. There are some people who can manage 10, put them over 10. There are some people who can manage 50, put them in charge of 50. There are some people who can manage 1,000, put them in charge of 1,000. And when there are extremely difficult situations, bring that to me." What a wonderful responsibility story. Jethro recognized he had a responsibility to his son-in-law, and Moses recognized he had a responsibility to embrace the experienced wisdom of his father-in-law. How much concern do you have for the welfare of your in-laws? Do you see your daughter-in-laws, your son-in-laws struggling? You've got knowledge and wisdom. You don't say anything. You say, "Well, they don't listen." Keep talking anyhow. Keep talking. You may speak differently. Certainly you want to speak respectfully, but do not allow your son-in-laws your daughter-in-laws to struggle under the stresses of life when you have the wisdom that can help them. And then vice versa. Don't allow your father-in-law, your mother-in-law to struggle, whatever the stresses of life are. When you can alleviate it, you have a family responsibility. Yes, we have a responsibility to our in-laws. Don't allow your in-laws, don't make them outlaws. Remember, I am John Davis Marshall, your lifestyle architect. If my coaching can help your professional life or my counsel can help your personal life, then extend your experience with me through my website, www.johndavismarshall.com. And while you're there at that website, bless yourself with one of my books and subscribe to Matters Magazine. Subscribe to a digital copy or to a printed copy. Like and share this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Help us to reach 1 million subscribers. Indeed, it is true. A better you begins with a grace view of God. Therefore, we are still gripped in his grace and mesmerized by his mercy.